Pisces, Stella here, and I'm here to do your January. This reading is going out after the 10th of January, so it will be sort of like a mid-month reading for you guys, but it's going to capture the gist of the energy of January, this first month of the year for us. So I think this time I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I normally do like a modified Celtic cross. Instead, I'm going to do sort of a grid. So I'm going to pull with the Wild Unknown Tarot. If I need guidance, I will pull from the standard Rider-Waite, and then at the end we'll pull an Animal Oracle card for you and a, let's see, we'll either do one of the Archangel guidance or the Law of Attraction based deck. I'm not sure which one yet, but we'll figure that out. So right off the bat, going into January, by the way, I'm a Pisces Sun, and feeling like overwhelmingly the energy is positive. The energy is of change, and it's sort of like, it's very exciting. It's very I want to say promising, but promising isn't the right word, because this success, or this this success, this joy, this money, finances, happiness, in love, achievement, if you will, is preordained. This achievement, this, you know, abundance that we are going to have this year has been a long time, you know, in the making for many of us. For Pisces risings, this is going to be more like, not practical advice, but it's going to be more indicative of events to come. For Pisces Sun, it's going to be more about how you're feeling about yourself, and for Pisces Moon, it's going to be more about you know, your emotional transformation and what's going on sort of below the surface for you. Okay, so this energy is preordained more than anything else. Many of us have struggled for a long time through various difficult situations, and we're just in a place, I'm getting the phrase like the people pleasing is over, whatever that means for you. So as Pisces, we're mutable. We can be very, we want everyone to be happy. We feel so deeply that we don't want anyone else to be hurting, right? So in these sort of like immature stages of life, or before we reach maturity and realize that, you know, you have to put yourself first. It's like, put your own, you know, life jacket on, or your own oxygen on, before you try to help the person next to you, because if you pass out, you're going to be no help to them, right? So same thing with people pleasing. If you are drowning in, you know, what everyone else is thinking, and you lose your sense of self, you're not going to be good to anybody. And then you're going to, you know, I mean, the abundance, the success is still going to come, like I said, because it is sort of like preordained, but you won't be able to experience it as fully as you would if you embrace this energy of putting yourself first, okay? And this is, I'm not going to get too into like the astrology or my personal thoughts on it. I do incorporate astrology, but I am primarily, you know, a tarot reader. I'm not an astrologer, although I do 100% believe that, you know, what's going on in the stars, as above, so below, you know, we are a microcosm of the macro, right? So, but on a collective level, what I'm trying to say is that we've been seeing this happen. You know, the focus has been on like, you know, like do this for the good of your community, you know, do this because we're all in this together, right? Do this because, you know, regardless of your own personal circumstance. And this upcoming year is like, listen, Pisces are for the community more than any other sign. Pisces are willing to sacrifice themselves for the good of everybody else, for the greater good, right? But coming into 2022, we're sort of seeing this collective shift, and on a, you know, personal level, for at least for Pisces, a refocusing on the self, a refocusing on what you need to be, you know, your best self, and just sort of leveling up, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull these cards. So we got the Moon, we got the Two of Cups. We had a lot of flyers here while I was chit-chatting, so. Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. It's about happiness. It's about having all your emotional needs met. Not only that, but having them all on the table. So it's like nothing is unseen. None of your needs are like relegated to, you know, the subconscious. They're all out on the table, if you will. Okay, now are they all filled? Not necessarily, but they're all there. They're all present, and they're all available to be sort of like worked with and to be filled. Notice the two crescent moons here. So the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Wow. So Cups are about emotion, Wands are about fire. So we have water and fire here, and we have, notice the Moon is the same in both images. The Moon represents your subconscious, your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams, okay? So what I'm seeing here is everything's out on the table with this Nine of Cups. You know what you want. You've laid it out. You've decided. Nothing is hidden from your awareness, from your consciousness anymore. You're not afraid to like dream your dreams, right? You're not afraid to want what you want. You know exactly what it is you want. And with this, you know, so that's what this Nine of Cups is, and that in itself is a progression, okay? And then because we have the waxing moon, it's like you're going to continue month after month to gain more and more ability to fill these cups, right? To fill your emotional state, to fulfill your happiness, to fulfill these goals one by one. And then we've got the Nine of Wands. Wands represent fire. Wands represent spirit, emotion, not emotion, spirit, inspiration, action taken towards a goal. And you see how they're all lined up as like a stairway here? It's like a stairway to heaven, right? So, and then nines also are the number just before completion, right? If 10 is the 1, but it's also 10, right? So it's the beginning and the end, okay? It's the culmination and it's the start of something new. All of that is wrapped up into the number 10. And so the 9 is like, you're almost there. Like this is the pinnacle of, you know, what you're wanting to achieve. So not only do I see, Pisces, for you the Nine of Cups, which is, again, you know, identifying all of your goals emotionally and your emotional needs, putting them first, but you're achieving them. You're literally taking the steps. Like this is like divine inspiration, divine action. And each, you know, month, each new cycle, each new iteration, you step up one level and you're one step closer. And then you hit the top and you're like at the pinnacle of, you know, happiness. You've filled all your cups. Okay, so this is for January. This isn't like a 2022 read. This is just a beginning of the year, January read. I think what I'm getting, Pisces, is you're going to get crystal clear on what you want and how you're going to achieve it. Like, what are the steps I need to take to get there, right? Okay, then we have the Five of Wands reversed. So Five of Wands is a card of struggle. 5 is a number of like loss and struggle. It's like, you know, your first major like blow in something, but it is in the reverse. So I see you, maybe something you thought was going to be like fruitful for you, some action you thought that you were going to take turned out to not be the best course of action. But the good news is it's like you've dodged a bullet because you've seen it ahead of time and you're not going down that road. Then we have the Two of Cups, which is about emotional connection with somebody else. This is about, you know, it's very much a card of love. It's very much a card of like somebody offering you their heart, you know, the content of their cup, right? And then we've got the Seven of Swords, which can be a little bit of a sneaky energy with the fox, but I'm kind of getting, so swords are like your mental energy, very mercurial, very thoughts, words, communication, And the traditional tarot, it shows a man like sneaking out of the like army camp with these swords, sort of like getting out while you can, getting away from while you can. So what I see this as is like and see how the fox is sitting on his sword. It's like there's one card that he's not laying on the table, right? It's like you've got something under your belt, something behind your back, something that you're not putting it all out there. Somebody's giving you their heart, giving you this cup, but you're like your side. Do you see the side eye on the fox? I'm sorry, you can't. I know it's hard to see but this is why I love this deck, like the nuance. Do you see the side eye on the fox? So first of all, he's like comfy, he's cozy, right? He's all curled up. He's got the sword underneath him. He's got these swords, which are like his weapons, right? His intellect, his clever, his wit, right? Foxes are clever. Foxes are sneaky. Foxes are very, very cute, very, very, adorable, almost deceiving, but they're vicious, right? So here you are, Pisces. Like, it's very rare that you are sort of vicious, or that you would like inhabit this fox energy. But do you see the eye? Do you see the side eye? And he's looking back at this cup like, I don't know. I've got all this going for me. I've got all my goals laid out. I know I have a plan. I know what I'm going to be, what I want to do, what I want to achieve. And here you are offering me something. This is like the devil coming to tempt you, right? I'm not saying it's the devil. It could be a genuine friendship. It could be a great relationship. It could be something very genuine. However, you are looking at it in January like very wary, okay? Very unsure, very uncertain. And you're like, well, I don't know if I want to drink that cup that you're giving me. Number one. Number two, I don't know if I want to, fill your cup, if I want to reciprocate. And then, number three, I'm not laying it all out there. I appreciate what you're saying because I'm a Pisces, and if somebody shares something heartfelt with you, you will never use that against them, right? You will never turn someone's emotions into a weapon, which is a beautiful thing about Pisces, because you understand. No, I'll correct that. And a mature Pisces will not do that. But you've got something, in your back pocket that you're not showing, okay? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I would say this is just your overall energy. This is going to be influencing the reading from above, okay? And it's up to you. You have goals. You can choose not to put yourself all in. If you don't think you're ready for a relationship, guess what? The timing, the divine, nature of this year, this number 2, it is a year of love, though, you guys. I will say that. But January is the one, and so it's like, yes, you're focused on you, Pisces. You're focused on what you need. And then right away, again, we just got the High Priestess and the Tower. So High Priestess is like ultimate, inner intuition, inner knowing. Okay, it's feminine, it's feline, it's all knowing. And again, with that moon, do you see the waxing moon here? Waning moon, sorry. No, waxing moon. Yes. So it's like you're at the beginning, and you're just like, maybe like just after the new moon, you guys are going to be, something's going to happen. We've also got the Tower here. I am going to pull clarity on that Tower card real quick. I try to keep these readings to like 30 minutes because otherwise I could just go on and on forever. But Source, God, Universe, what is this Tower about for Pisces? What does Pisces need to know about this Tower? No guidance. Okay, that's it. Hi, Priestess. Okay, so, wow, you guys. Oh, okay. So exciting. Okay, so High Priestess is, like I said, intuition. It's all about your inner knowing. Okay, so what this is telling me, just pulled guidance for this Tower card, which, okay, let me explain the Tower. The Tower is, you have this structure, right? and it gets struck by lightning. Some circumstance, some unforeseen thing happens, some act of God occurs, and it completely demolishes, you know, this house that you built, this structure that you've put time and energy and love and everything into. But this is why I love this deck as well, the symbology here. This is a redwood tree. Okay, if you see redwoods, I live on the coast and there's lots of redwoods where I live, but they're beautiful and they live hundreds and hundreds of years, and they're such a unique species. Number one, they transform the environment around them. They're very, you know, sort of magical and regal and majestic, but once every like 200-300 years, a major fire will come through and these trees get, you know, burned. So if you walk through a redwood forest or even a sequoia, if you go to the Sierras, it's the same there. And you look and there's like these hollowed out logs and they're all completely charred and burned out. And that's where a fire came through and the tree has sort of like grown around it, but they all have this damage, or maybe the top, you know, is blown off of it because they are so tall, lightning strikes them. But the amazing thing is that these trees reproduce by sending up little suckers from their roots. So one tree will have like 10, you know, daughter trees all around it, and it's really beautiful. And you can find these places called fairy rings that are extremely magical, and they just have a really beautiful energy where, you know, the mother tree either is or was, and all of these trees have grown up around it and they form a perfect natural circle. It's like a beautiful, you know, divine cathedral, if you will. It's amazing. The other thing about these trees is that they cannot set seed unless fire. They only can release their seeds when fire comes through, because fire is the only thing that's hot enough to get them to crack open. Okay, so although this looks like destruction, like the number 10, right, is always about rebirth. So in this particular case, this tower moment, this, you know, what looks like destruction is actually a new beginning for you. It's actually just part of your story, it's part of your cycle, it's part of your chapter. And what I'm seeing here with the High Priestess, the fact that she came up, she literally got stuck and wouldn't go back. I was trying to shove her back into the deck and she wouldn't go in. So because she came up twice to, you know, confirm or clarify this card, it's telling me that this is not, you know, in your external circumstances. That's enough, Spirit, thank you. It's telling me that this is not in your external circumstances. It's more an internal realization that you're having that rocks your world, okay, and causes you to realize that some things need to change, causes you to pivot, move in a different direction, but it's all really, really positive, okay? All right, thank you, Spirit. Let's pull some cards here. You know what? I'm actually going to do it with this, with the Rider-Waite. Okay. And we'll pull a what's crossing you also. Okay, that's quite a few cards. All right, the Fool, Page of Swords, the Devil, Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Chariot. Wow. Okay, Pisces. Devil in reverse. Okay, and what is challenging Pisces, please? What is challenging Pisces? Sadness, Five of Cups. Okay. So, this is your sort of like beginning of the month. We have the Fool in reverse. I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling a very heavy, like, energy of stagnation for the first, you know, the last week in December and the first week in January. It's not stagnation, you know, there's inner things happening, things are bubbling. It's just there's not a whole lot of action on the outside. It's been a time of sort of like rest and reflection. And that's what this Fool represents, is the beginning of the journey. You see how eager he is. He's got his little, reminds me of like a little kid with their little knapsack, you know, on the stick over their shoulder. And he's walking. He's so excited to just go meet his future, whatever it has to be. And he has no idea of all of the perils and all of the, you know, difficulties he's going to encounter. And that's what allows him, or that's what makes him the Fool. But he's not a fool in the sense of that, like, he's foolish. It's just that he doesn't know. He cannot see what's coming, okay? But it's in the reverse. So this is telling me, like, this first week or beginning of January, you're still incubating on, sorry guys, you're still incubating on what it is you want to do. Sorry, Pisces. You're still incubating on what it is that you want to do, what direction you want to go this year, okay? And then we've got the Page of Swords, which is a messenger. He's somebody who delivers a message. He's somebody who's quick-witted. He's young. He's sort of green in what he's doing, but it's like, don't shoot the messenger sort of thing is what I'm getting here. Four of Swords. So when I just asked for guidance, I got the Four of Swords, which is all about, again, that Fool energy of like, do you see how, I know it's hard to see, do you see how this is a lamb and it's got the, like, it's illuminated here, its third eye is illuminated, okay, but then it's sitting underneath these swords, and these swords represent communication, thoughts. So I think this is like divine guidance with the High Priestess above and that tower moment happening. To me, this is like divine guidance, and this is you almost like going like, you know, when the lion lays down with the lamb, or when the lamb is just sitting here, and he's the epitome of, you know, innocence, right? And he doesn't know that he's in danger of all of those swords falling on him, right? So he doesn't know, he's blissfully unaware, right? So to me, this is like you getting, and then with the fact that he has the sun, you know, on his third eye, this is like you getting divine guidance, and it's almost like you're realizing how it's going to change your future with this Devil in reverse, because the Devil is everything that ties you down. It's addiction in its worst. It's toxic relationships. It's reliance on physical material things to keep you, you know, balanced, or keep you, you know, well. It's the love of, you know, money, the pursuit of material things. It's anything that gets in your way, that binds you, you know, that ties you down, which is what the Devil energy is all about, right? Carnal, you know, pleasures, physical pleasures, and it's in the reverse. So to me, it's like you get this divine revelation sort of at the beginning of the month, and you know, you see crystal clear, and this goes back to you developing up top where we got the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Wands. This goes back to you developing, you know, your plan and understanding what you want, and realizing, okay, this Devil, this is not what I want. I want to move on from that. But then I also keep getting the phrase, like, don't shoot the messenger. So it's almost like you get this divine inspiration, and you're like, okay, things have to change, but like, don't blame me for it, because I'm just following, you know, my intuition. I'm just following divine orders, if you will. Okay, so whatever that means to you. Middle of January, we get the Five of Wands, which is about, it's conflict, but it's also like resolution after conflict. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Coins, and the Five of Cups. So we have 3 fives here. So there's some major internal struggle going on here, Pisces, in this second week. I'm going to go ahead and pull another card. What's going on here for Pisces? Daughter of Wands. So this would be the Page of Wands traditionally. Yeah, it's like you've been inspired to take divine action, because the Page is a young energy, or the daughter is a, a young energy. Do you see how it's a snake and it's the Ouroboros, like almost it's like a figure, it's making a figure 8. So this is part of your destiny. This is divine. This is like preordained. But we've got 3 fives here. We've got a bunch of major arcanas too. High Priestess twice. Yeah. Okay, so this whole reading, you guys, is about these internal realizations that you're having, and then which lead to this Tower moment. Okay, this realization that things cannot continue to stay the way that they are if you want to achieve those goals that you set earlier in the month, or during that incubation period, that you got so crystal clear on. You're realizing, number one, how the grace of, the divine, or the grace of the universe, has really protected you from the negative consequences that could have been so much worse, like this lamb, right? This represents to me, like, not only vision, but like faith and connection with the divine, okay? And so it's like, that's what that lamb, like, a lamb doesn't know that a wolf might be, 10 feet away, 50 feet away, or whatever. It doesn't realize how helpless it is in life, right? And yet it's the epitome of innocence, because it is so helpless. It is so, not only that, but we use them for meat. We use them for, clothing. We use them for, and yet they're just living their happy little, lamb lives, not knowing the danger or the peril that they're in, right? So that's kind of where I feel like you are, and you're realizing, holy cow, like, I've really been spared from the consequences of my actions up until now, and if I want to ever achieve my goals, I have to change some things. So fives are an energy of struggle. So 5 of Wands is like clashing of ideals, clashing of values. So you and several other people, or one other person, do not have the same value system, do not have the same ideas of, what you believe is right. Just your values and your beliefs do not align, and it causes conflict. And then we've got the 5 of Pentacles, which is all about, literally like being left out in the cold, not having physical resources, because Pentacles are the material, right? They're the earth element, they're resources. So like literally not having the resources you need, but it is in reverse. And so you're realizing that although you have what you need physically to get by, you're not thriving in the, intellectual or philosophical environment that you're in currently, okay? And that causes you to have to leave. This is what's crossing you. This is what's challenging you right now. This is your challenge. And so we see 5 cups, but we see 3 spilled and 2 full behind him, okay? And castle off in the distance, which presumably he's facing, and he's gonna have to leave, right? So 5s are about struggle and loss, right? But cups are emotions. So he's staring at the 3 cups that are spilled, and he's not turning around to see the 2 that are full behind him, right? So sadness or grief or loss can do that to us. It can cause us to focus on the negative when we actually do have a lot to give, and we actually do have, enough resources. And this leads us to the 6 of Pentacles, which is about charity, either receiving, charity from somebody else, and this is physical, material, resources and abundance, or it's about you wanting to give to others, which is going to just motivate you moving forward, okay? And then we've got the Chariot and the 8 of Cups. So the Chariot, both of these are all about moving forward. The Chariot is about, harnessing your wisdom and your emotions and you know, your experience and what you want, and harnessing those to move forward towards one specific goal. Okay, you see the black horse and the white horse. There's so much symbology in here, but this is all about like everything you need to do, the entire process of like resolving to understand what it is you want, figuring out what you need to let go of, figuring out, you know, how your past experiences will help you, figuring out what you want to move forward to. Sometimes that needs refining. And then taking the, like, inspired, you know, Abraham Hicks calls it inspired action, right? So when you get that knowing, when you get that little voice in your head that says, do this, you know, moving forward and taking action on that goal, okay? And that is going to cause you to have to leave behind something that you had once poured all of your emotion into, okay? 8 is a number of infinity. 8 is, you know, the endless, the Ouroboros, the endless infinity, you know, it winds back in on itself. And, you know, yes, you may have put a lot of emotion, a lot of emotional investment into someone or something, but you realize that in order to get where you want to go, you can't live there anymore, right? You can't be there anymore. And this is a hard lesson, Pisces, but here's this crescent moon again. I swear every single card that had a moon in it, it's this, excuse me, it's this crescent waxing moon. So I think this is all happening. I think January 2nd was the new moon, I want to say. So by the time we hit the full moon, I'm not sure when it is. I have to look, but I want to say it's like the 18th or 19th, somewhere around there. I think this is all going to come to fruition for you, Pisces. And then the rest of the month, you are enjoying, you know, this love with the 6 of Cups. This is a card of receiving. This 2 of Cups, that where this person offered you this love up above here. Remember, and you were sitting there going, well, I don't know if I want to reciprocate it, and I don't know if I trust you to drink that, right? You know what I'm getting in my head? Have you all seen The Princess Bride? And I can't remember the actor's name. It's one of my favorite movies from when I was a kid, but the actor, and he's with Wesley, the main character, and Wesley's like on the mission to find Buttercup, who's in the castle, right, with Prince Humperdinck. That's his name. I'm sorry, I'm having like memory flashbacks right now. But he has this poison, and he puts poison in one of the cups, and then he keeps switching it, and it's like this game that he's playing. I feel like that's like your energy with the fox. You're just giving this total side eye where like you have your own poison, right? You have your own sword that you're sitting on, your own weapons that are like available to you. You don't want to use them, but you're like, can I trust you? Like, can I trust, you know, this cup, this offering? And if I trust you, if I can trust you, and you do have good intentions, am I going to be distracting myself from, you know, achieving this goal? I don't know, Pisces. That's up for you to decide. But I do see, you know, love and reciprocation for you. Do you see how beautiful this card is? It's 2 little kiddos, and the little boy is holding, you know, giving the girl a cup, and there's a flower blooming in the cup, and it's just like this pure, like, you know, offering of like love, and you know, it's just this really like sort of tender exchange of like somebody being honest with you, and, you know, not even looking for reciprocation because they're children, right? So it's not even like there's strings attached. It's just like, I like you, here's a flower, you know, like very, very sweet, very, very pure, very, very innocent, and it's beautiful. And it's up to you how you want to, you know, what you want to do. If you want to focus on your money or your career, or if you have other things you want to, you know, focus on, that's fine. But I do think it's, you know, listen, I'm not saying take the first cup that somebody offers you, right? Like, you have this tower moment, you have this inner understanding, things change, you've put a lot of emotion into maybe somebody or you know, a situation, and you've realized for a while now that it's not working. And you can feel this success, this momentum, this energy building in you. I'm not saying, you know, the first person that offers you something, you have to take it. But I am saying that whoever comes and gives you like an offer of love or a, you know, sincere compliment, or, you know, just gives you attention kind of like towards the end of the month, they are very sincere about it. Okay. And we got transformation. So transformation despite, you know, despite difficult circumstances. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, right? It's the butterfly, and there's butterflies in the cocoon. He's got to come out at some point, and there's swords all around. So also swords represent the mental energy. So swords are, you know, your own thoughts, your own self-criticism, and that of others. So it's not that your physical environment is dangerous. It's just that, you know, this, whatever it is that you're leaving behind was not, like I said, philosophically, it's like they did not have the same beliefs that you did. And so where you're going cannot thrive where you were, right? So, but the thing about this metamorphosis is that it's guaranteed no matter what. Regardless of the environment, it's going to happen, okay? So just keep faith, Pisces, and just keep doing you. That's all I can say, is just keep working on you. You've got a lot of cards here. You've got a lot of major arcanas. You've got a lot of change. But overwhelmingly, the energy is, you know, focus on you and where you're going. And not only yourself, but everyone else will benefit for it, okay? So for your spirit animal, we got the elk. I'm going to go ahead and read from the book because I don't know this deck well enough. I love it, but I'm still getting to know it. Elk. All right. So first of all, I see a lot of fire energy. Okay. Elks do live in very harsh environments. They also live in very abundant, like they live in the tundra, right? Or even if you drive up to like BC or Alaska, you'll see the elk, and they live in these vast, vast herds. And they are beautiful creatures. But anyways, in this deck, it has a lot of sort of fire energy to it. So stable, resilient, headstrong, the father. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many challenges. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When in balance, supportive, kind, consistent. When out of balance, pretentious, high and mighty. To bring into balance, eat and drink more occasionally. They do, they browse, they're browsers. So there you have it, Pisces, focusing on yourself, someone who becomes admired and relied upon for acting in integrity with their beliefs and with their values, okay? And this is what I'm saying about us. This has been such a long time coming, you guys, because we have beliefs, right? We know what we believe in. We've been through so many struggles in the last 10 years. We've been through so many things. And by the time a Pisces hits, 25, they're just so wise. Because their emotional life is so full, right? And so this year is going to really be about, it's like the zodiac number 2. It's about forming relationships, this relationship here, forming relationships, and also showing up as your authentic self, being more of who you truly are, and being aligned with those values, and being unafraid of, like, not only knowing what you want, right? Like this card here, this 9 of Cups, knowing exactly what you want, but being unafraid of like living that truth, okay? Nothing is hidden anymore in 2022. That's going to be the title of this video. Nothing is hidden in 2022. All right. I'm going to pull an oracle from the Ask and It Is Given deck by Esther and Jerry Hicks. This is a manifestation deck to help you focus on what do you need to know to manifest your highest potential in January. Universe, what does Pisces need to know to manifest their highest good in the month of January? One card, please. That's it. But what about those innocent little babies? Never seen this one. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen this one. Even your babies are offering vibrations that the universe is matching. And like you, your little ones are influenced by the vibrations of others who surround them. But nevertheless, they are creating their own reality. And like you, long before their physical birth, they set into motion this life experience that they are now living. Okay, so it's all preordained, Pisces, is what this is saying. It's all preordained. It's all part of what is supposed to happen for you. And you're right on time. You're right on time, regardless of what's happened to you, any twists and turns, your current environment. You're literally going to start stepping into your destiny this year, Pisces. I'm going to pull one more. This is an Archangel card. Archangel Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. And it's Clairsentience, Archangel Raguel. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. Okay. Notice your recurring feelings, and that goes back to this High Priestess. Okay. Listen to your inner, listen to, and that side eye. Be wary. No, just joking. But yeah, don't give away your energy too fast, okay? But most of all, listen to your inner guidance, because it will not steer you wrong, Pisces. And just look at this jumble of cards here. Like, this is, you have so much potential coming into this year and in January. And I think January is going to be all about really ironing out what it is you want, why it is that you, I would say the Chariot would be like the card that sums it up, and the High Priestess would be your advice, okay? So like, figure out where you're going and how the heck you're going to get there. You know, understand the nuance and the depth of how where you've been is going to help you, how, you know, how develop a plan to get out of where you are now. Get crystal clear on what your goals are, who you want to be, how it would feel to be that way. Okay? And how you're going to do it in balance, right? And without compromising integrity and being, you know, aligned with your values. And when you're able to show up like that, and you're going to do that by listening to your inner guidance, right? Because it's going to tell you, it's going to give you little hints, do this, do that. Take that, you know, that advice, take that inspired action. And when you do, you're going to show up in this elk, this solid elk energy, you know, where you're one in a million, but you're so grounded, and you're so steady, and you're so sure that others look to you, you know, to guidance. That's where you're going, Pisces, okay? So, blessings for January. I love you guys so much. I'm so excited to be back. If you guys have been with me since the beginning, I just want to say thank you. And I'm so excited to have more content up and connect with you guys again. If you'd like to purchase a personal reading, you can do so on my website. I will link it down below. You can also catch me on Instagram and Facebook, where I'm building the community, and I do, you know, little readings here and there, and just post, you know, other inspiring content. So, yeah. Please subscribe if you found value. It helps me out a lot. And I love you guys. I'll see you in February.